Okay, list all the cars that you owned.
List all the cars that I owned?
Well, the ones you were just talking about.
Well, like the first car I ever drove was a Thunderbird with, well, I don't remember what year it was, but it had the suicide doors on it.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. It was the first car I ever drove. I didn't even have my license yet. I was in high school. I didn't get my license until I was, I don't know, somewhere in my 20s. Way later than most of my friends. Let's see, that wasn't when I drove it. It was my car. And then I had Crown
Victoria, yeah, Crown Vic.
Yeah, that was a big car, and that was like the first accident I had. I kind of, inexperienced driver. I drove off a cliff and I hit a tree, which saved me from driving farther off the cliff. Taught me a lot about driving. About what not to do. And then I got a Honda CVCC one. It was like a tiny little car.
Yep.
It was teensy tiny. And it got wrecked because a deer stuck its head in the front window that was open, and then it kind of got brains and gook all over in the inside of the car, and I didn't really want to drive it very much after that. It was just, kind of gross. I didn't want to clean it. It was gross. So, my ex-husband drove it for a while, and he blew the engine and then just parked it up at the top of the driveway with the Crown Vic that was wrecked because I hit the tree. So then there was those two vehicles up there, and then I got this Vega, and
What color was that one?
that one was the lime green.
The lime green Vega. Yeah, that's
The lime green Vega.
They had a cool colored car back then.
Yeah, and I don't remember what happened to it. Something happened to it, and it just sort of like sat up there at the top of the driveway with the other two cars, and the state came through, and they were doing a clean up the environment, and they would pay you, I think, $20 per car that they brought in their car crusher, and they crushed the car all up and took it away and recycled it. It was their way of cleaning up the forest. It was kind of cool,
So you were living out in the country.
Yeah, way out in the wilderness, and people didn't they didn't call a tow truck. They just called their friend. Their friend would tow the truck to their house, and I knew a bunch of people that had 10, 15, 30, 40 cars on their property, because that's just the way the mountain people did it. Then I got a Trans Am, and it was the only time, well, really, that I drank and drove, and man, I love that car so much. It was so beautiful, and it was so fast, and it was, a head turner. That's what they called that. It was a head turner.
It was like a 78.
Yeah, it was really cool.
And it was blue. You said it was blue?
Yeah, it was blue, and it was beautiful, and I loved it so much. And I crashed it into a rock wall. I was so mad at myself. I was like walking around going, cops should have arrested me and taken me to jail or whatever they do with people that drink and drive and crash. They should have done that, but they didn't. They just drove me home and dropped me off in front of my house. I woke up the next morning. I was absolutely sure that that was a nightmare. And then I went outside and I was like, it wasn't a nightmare. My car! My beautiful car! You know, drama queen stuff.
Yep.
And,
Well, heck, I probably would have done the same thing if I owned a beautiful 78 blue Trans Am with a big Firebird on it. Drove it into a wall and smacked it up. I'd be mad too. I'd
Yeah,
probably cry. I'd probably cry.
I was so mad. Let's see, and then after that, I didn't have a car for a while. I can't remember what I had after that. I know I had, I know what I had. I had the really cool van. I had the Volkswagen van. I don't know, it was one of those surfer dude vans, you know, it was
Bus. Volkswagen bus.
Volkswagen bus, yeah, it was
Sweet.
really super cool. And I really learned a lesson about driving cars up in the mountains with that. Boy, that thing, don't ever drive your Volkswagen cool van if it's got an oil leak, because mine caught on fire. Yeah, caught on fire, and it melted the whole car. There's only one piece of the license plate that still looked like it might have been, still had paint on it. The rest of it was all burnt up and melted, and the whole engine was just a puddle of molten aluminum running down the road. It was, oh man, it was just awful. And I'm running around like a drama queen. My car's on fire! Run away! No, wait a minute, your purse is in the car. Run back! No, it's on fire! Run away!
Gosh.
All those. I mean, what do you do when your car's on fire and seems like your whole life is in the car? Well, like my kids weren't in there, and no people were in there, or dogs or pets or anything. Just, my laundry, all my cool clothes, my pants that fit. Then after that, I didn't have a car for a while. Can you see the pattern? So I got, after that, I got a Geo Tracker. And I thought that thing was super cool too. It was blue, it was the same color as my Trans Am. And I was kind of a, weird by then. And I thought it looked like a fish tank, and I was really into fish because I got my first fish tank about then. And, a couple of years before then, but I got my first saltwater tank. So I got all these fish stickers, and I put it all on the inside of the windows of the car so it looked like a fish tank.
Really?
Because I was kind of different and weird and drama queen, right? Got to make my car look like a fish tank. And with that car, I learned another lesson.
What was that?
You have to make payments. If you buy a car, not cash, which is all the other cars that I'd always bought, I'd just given them the money and taken the car. I don't even any of those cars in my name or anything at all. I don't remember any of that. I don't think I did. Maybe the Trans Am. But, so, like, life can be really hard sometimes. And when you're a single parent, you're raising kids, and you don't have a whole lot of money, and you can make some terrible choices with your money and not pay the right bills at the right time, and rob Peter to pay Paul, and then the fish tank breaks, and you gotta buy the new fish tank, and then you don't make the car payment. So can you guess which lesson I learned from that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know they were gonna bring a tow truck. They just, like, my car was gone one day. I'm like, oh my God, did my car get stolen? And my neighbor said, nope, it was repossessed. I talked to the guy who took it. Guess you didn't make your car payment. Honk. And I was like, oh God, that sucks. Then after that, guess what? I didn't have a car for a while. Then I got this truck. And I don't know why, what girl needs a Ford F-150 with 10 inches of lift and super swamper tires and all that stuff. And I don't know who needs all that stuff, but I thought I did. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. It's this big red Ford truck.
You notice how whenever anybody gets a truck like that, they always say, big red Ford truck.
Big red Ford truck. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Well,
all of a sudden, yeehaw, comes out of your mouth.
No. I like going mudding. I like going in the mud and spitting mud all over the place. And yeah, one time I sunk it in the mud and had to have my friend come and tow us out. It was a lot of fun.
How old were you then?
I don't know. My 30s. Another thing about trucks like that is when they break, it's super expensive to fix. So I learned another lesson about vehicles. The bigger they are, the more expensive they are.
Yeah.
The more toys they have on them, the more expensive they are to fix.
Yeah, those tires alone are probably like $500 a tire.
Yeah, they were like a whole rent payment for a tire.
And you had 4 of them. And a spare.
Well, yeah, the differential broke?
Oh, really?
Yeah, like fell right out of the bottom of the car.
Wow.
What's that? The part that goes into the transmission, right?
Well, you have a drive shaft that goes to transmission to differential is the rear end.
Yeah, the whole rear end fell out.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was kind of expensive to fix, so guess what? No big red Ford truck.
And you didn't have a car for a while.
And I didn't have a car for a while. Then I got a red, I don't even remember what kind of car it was. It was just a little red car, and it had a vacuum leak when I bought it. So every time you'd be going uphill and you'd turn to the right, the car would die. And nobody could figure it out. It was like the weirdest thing, like, it does what? And finally, one of my brainiac boyfriends parked it on a hill and had me sit in the car and turn the wheels to the right. And lo and behold, when I did, there was a big crack in a vacuum line that when you were going uphill and you turned the car to the right. Who knew? Well, now I do.
Right?
It's like owning cars is all about lessons and learning how and what the car is gonna do and how to take care of it and all the weirdness and all those things. And then after that, guess what? I didn't have a car for a while. I didn't have a car for a while, and then I drove all of my belongings from Washington State back down to Oregon. And I moved back to Oregon because Washington was just too hard. It was difficult. The traffic was just crazy, and I just didn't like it there anymore. So I moved back to Oregon, and my mom gave me a Ford Taurus station wagon that was on its last limp. It's limping along. But at least I wasn't walking to work. Then I got that Ford.
The one that I met you that you had?
The little green car.
The little Focus or
Ford Escape.
no, it was a
Escort.
Escort. Yeah, that little.
Yeah. And I drove that thing all over the place. I got hell and gone back, and then all of a sudden one day it was like wobbly. I'm like, why is it wobbly? And you said we should take it to a shop.
Yep, because it feels like your front end's gonna fall off, and
guess what? I actually drove it until
the wheels fell off.
Almost fell off. And really, I just thought that was a saying. You drove it till the wheels fell off. Who knew that they could actually really fall off?
Yep. And then that's when I had my
Your truck.
my little Toyota pickup.
Yep.
The cars.
You've had that same Toyota pickup. Let's see, how many cars have I had since the one I had?
You had the Daewoo.
What did I have?
You had a Hyundai. You had a Mazda. Look, you had that beat up Mercedes Benz that the gas gauge didn't work.
And I had, what else do I have?
Well, I remember why did we get the Daewoo?
Because the wheels were going to fall off.
So that was the first car you got after that was the Daewoo?
I think so. No, I got that because of the...
Yeah, I think I
got the Daewoo next, and then the Daewoo got crashed.
Yeah, somebody rear-ended you and totaled it.
I got the Mercedes.
We got the Mercedes, and the Mercedes was such a piece of junk.
Oh my God,
I don't know who ended up with that car. Did we sell it to somebody else? Or?
We gave it to that guy who built our shed.
Oh, that's right. He built that shed. We gave him that beat-up car, and then
because he wanted it, because he had another one just like it. He wanted some of the parts.
Right, and then we got the Mazda, and the Mazda. I remember it like dying when you're trying to go uphill, and all it was losing compression because it had the wrong oil cap on it.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up getting rid of it, and it was an okay car, but
the Hyundai.
And then we got the Hyundai after that. And the Hyundai was nice. It had a dent in the hood, but it was a nice car, and it was comfortable. And then we got rid of the Hyundai, and you got a Toyota Corolla, and the little Toyota Corolla we made payments on, and that thing went everywhere. We drove that everywhere.
Yeah, and then I learned another lesson about cars. Some cars are just not meant for snow.
Yeah, that car wasn't meant for snow.
At all. I don't know what was wrong with it. It seemed like it should go in the snow.
No, it was front wheel drive, and you drove it into a curb.
And I drove it in the snow, and it went trashed. What it did like $800 worth of damage just going half a mile an hour into the curb.
Yep. And then that's when I got you the Ford Escape. And we had that until we got this car.
Yeah. Then I had the Ford Escape, and I drove that thing for 200,000 miles.
So she had all of those vehicles, and I still have my Toyota Tacoma.
No, you probably had other cars from when I was, well,
When?
no, before before us, because
Well, before us, but we were talking about how many cars you had since we got together.
No, we're talking about how many cars I've ever driven ever.
Oh, well, I mean, the only cars I've owned, I had a 66 Buick Riviera, and I totaled it. And then I had a little 78 Volkswagen Scirocco, and it literally just fell apart because those Scirocco's were pieces of crap. And then I bought a Datsun B210 from my brother, and that's what I had when my girls were little, and we moved to Oregon with. And then I traded that in for a Volkswagen Jetta that turned out to be somebody's tweaker car. It was terrible. And then what did I do with that one? I think I traded that in and got the Tacoma, and I've had the Tacoma ever since. So those are the only cars I've ever owned in my entire life. And the Tacoma I've had our entire relationship. I got it just before we got together, so I've had it for 23 years. It's a 1999 Toyota four-wheel drive, and you and I have been everywhere in that thing until we got
Everywhere.
We went on all the mountain passes. We went to hot springs. We just had a blast in that thing. And now it's just a beat-up truck because I like running into stuff. And I've got to get some of the dents pulled out. And I'm going to try that when it warms up a little bit. See if I can pull some of those dents out. I'm going to take it to a guy and have him spruce that truck back up the way it used to look, which is possible. It's just going to cost money. But mechanically, that thing will run forever. It'll run forever, and it is still a sought after truck because I get people, even in the condition that it's in, asking me if I want to sell it. I couldn't see myself paying $50,000 for a Toyota Tacoma, especially the new ones and all their stupid hybrid engine bullshit. I don't know why they just can't put a good motor in it and call it good.
Oh, and this one, we didn't say actually what it was. It's a RAV4, Toyota RAV4.
Yep, 2018 Toyota RAV4. It is not a hybrid, and so far on this trip, it's been smooth. It's a good vehicle, and I have a feeling we're going to have this vehicle for quite a long time. And, we were a Toyota Ford family, and now we're just a Toyota family. And unless I buy a Ford Ranger, then we'll be a Toyota Ford family again. But I don't see myself buying a truck anytime soon. I don't really take my vehicle anywhere anymore except to work and back, and that's about it. My commute to work is 8 minutes. I like that. My old commute was a minute and a half, and then it turned into 8 minutes because I changed companies. But that's what's cool about living in a smaller town. When I lived in the Bay Area, it would take me 30 to 45 minutes to get anywhere when I was working. I had to get up early, had to make sure the girls were at babysitters, and then I had to get on the freeway by 4 a.m. or I was going to be late to work. Just ridiculous. I don't see how people enjoy living in that mess in the Bay Area. The Bay Area is just awful.
Unless you live there and you like it, then it's probably not awful.
I'll bet you talk to people and all they'll do is complain about the way they're living. And that's what I was doing. I was complaining until I moved. And then when I moved to Oregon, It was the best move I've ever made in my life. I've been very happy. If I didn't move, I wouldn't have met you.
Nope, you wouldn't have met me.